Everybody, welcome back to season 9, episode 7 to the pregame show. By the way, I'm your host. Well, one half of your host, Marcellus Howard, here with A. Millie. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling good, man. Glad to be here. Ready to talk about. We're talking about the past game and then giving our predictions for the next game.
Right. This is gonna be an interesting series, man, because there's so many killers on the floor, bro. There's so many killers on the floor. This is pure entertainment, peak entertainment at its finest. I say we just hop straight into it and talk about the last tag team of the one that we just saw. We're gonna start with the player of the game today. And I think everybody can make the assumption that it goes to none other than Kale. 20 points, 40% from the three-point line, 9 points scored against. Also, I think he only played 15 defensive possessions, so that could be skewed a little bit here. What are your thoughts on Kale's performance?
He played great. I thought he had some timely buckets. He got to the mid-range area really well and just was really their offense. Tay kind of just decided they really went offense defense, and Tay assumed his role and put his pride aside, which is very respectable because he's good offensively too. But and then they both just played to their strengths. Kel had a great game.
Yeah, man, I think the thing with Kale is like when he can get hot offensively, bro. Not many people can guard him because he can shoot the ball really well too, and he can get to his spots, and he's really good at shooting mid range and getting downhill. I think ISO Tay taking on the defensive prowess after being named ISO Tay, I think is going slept on. You know what I'm saying? Like we thought we were going to see more of the ISO game, but I think he put on the defensive master class, which is why the defensive player of the game, I think this is the first time we ever said this. The defensive player of the game has to go to Tay. 17 points allowed on 28 defensive possessions.
Yeah.
So basically almost per 2.5 possessions or 2.2 possessions, whatever, the opponent was only scoring per 2.2 possessions.
Yeah.
Which is that's very efficient because you get a stop, the offensive player comes on, and then you get another stop, the offensive player comes on again. So he's getting consecutive stops here, which gives Kale more room to score.
Yeah, definitely. Good math there. So that was quick. That was on the spot.
Quick. Actually, it's not 2 because 17 plus 17 is 34. So it's a little bit below. It's like 1.8, 1.7.
Yeah. But
yeah,
exactly.
We'll say 2. What do you think? Okay, I'll ask you this. In terms of Tay, great defensive performance. But I think on offense, he continues to give us the same performance, which is great moves, but I think it's too many moves.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's got all the tools to be a great offensive player, all the moves that he needs and more. And the strength, the athleticism, the basketball IQ. I think it's just a matter of doing a little bit too much at times, and I don't know if that's because it's YouTube or what, but he was real successful in college, so maybe getting back to how he played the game in college just to really become really efficient again with his movements and stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the film on it, but maybe he just needs to simplify his game.
Yeah, I think the simplicity is huge here, especially in YouTube basketball. We have a lot of people always searching for the highlight, but really the highlight could be just getting buckets. I love watching people just score 3 to 4 to 5 times straight with just regular 1 dribble pull-ups, 2 dribble pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really need a left to right crossover, half spin, up and under, step through. You know what I'm saying? Because 2 points is 2 points, 3 points is 3 points. Yeah. But yeah, I great point, by the way, man. And next topic is going to be good or bad. Kamari. Adding Kamari to the mix in place of Cam. So Cam took himself out, kept Scar in there because Scar was hot, and added Kamari in the 1v1 matchup here. What are your thoughts on this? And when you answer this, give me a perspective of A side, B side in terms of the good,
right?
In terms of what he could have done better in the 2v2 in your prediction.
Okay, so my general opinion is it was a good decision because it would have been him or Cam in the ones, right? But I think with the twos, I think the way that Cam and Dreko fit together it's going to be. I low key think it's like an automatic win. That's a bold statement, but
very bold.
I think that's what they went for, at least the fact that Cam and Dreko just work really well off each other. And then if it was Kamari and Dreko, there just would have been some friction offensively, I think.
Right.
It doesn't exactly just fall into line the way that Cam and Kamari does, or Cam and Dreko does. So, but cons, maybe having Cam in the 1-on-1 could have got them the win, you know? That's about all I can think of. Because
I think
Cam in a 1-on-1 setting is amazing.
absolutely. I think Cam in both. He does very well 1v1 and 2v2s. I think the thing with this is if you insert Cam in this 1v1, you're going all in on the 1v1.
Right.
So if you lose, then you might be at a little bit of disadvantage in 2v2 just because of Leaky.
Right.
Because I think Leaky would be the disadvantage offensively for both Kamari and Dreko. But Dreko and Kamari did show well in that first 2v2 setting. So we honestly can't downplay their play at
True.
all. Because I
True.
think it's a two-person game. This, you know what I'm saying? You have Cash on the floor with Leaky. I think I would have loved to see Leaky in the 1v1. I think they would have won regardless. I would have wanted
Yeah.
Tay in the 2v2. I think Tay in the 2v2 plays a little better with the team setting. I feel like more so with someone else to play off of. But I'm not sure how Castro would fit in that mix with Tay. I think Castro might blend a little better with Leaky Roof. So
Right.
I mean, the jury is still on that. We have yet to see it, and we're going to find out today in about 20 minutes, you guys. In about 20 minutes, we're going to find out what this 2v2 looks like and if we are correct or if we are wrong.
Yes, sir.
Moving forward, Scar's new form. All right, let me go ahead and point a few things here, guys. He took 32 shots last game, 9 for 32. But for the premise of the game, he was more so for the offensive side, and Kamari was more so for the defensive side. So when you see these numbers, they can be skewed a little bit because you played more offensive possessions. And it's a 1v1. You're going to make some and miss some. You know, it's not an up and down game. So when you miss a shot, the play stops, you reset. So it's really not like he's shooting himself out of the game. He's shooting what the defense is allowing him to do, or if he, or he's shooting with what is allowed in front of him. Like I don't think he was actually he was forcing himself too much when Tay was guarding him downhill. He tried to play the bump and grind game with Tay, and it did not work. I said he can do that with Kale, but not with Tay. He kept trying to do it with both of them, and it was just not. It wasn't as consistent and efficient. What are your thoughts?
Right. Yeah, just to add on to that, the 9 for 32, that's about 33, a little around 30% from the field. But
Mhm.
like Sel said, in a 1v1, you're forced to take those shots, and you only have 3 dribbles in this case. Or is it 4 dribbles? Do they play
4.
4? So
4.
they play 4 dribbles. So it's limited offense. So you're not just searching for the best shot. Sometimes you have to take bad ones, and sometimes you might shoot a string of bad shots. Like you might take 5 tough ones in a row. And you got really high level hungry defenders on you like Tay.
Right.
But to me, he played really well again, although 9 for 32 doesn't look great. He looks really good. His shot looks really good. He's putting a lot more arc on it, which I thought was interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely a good performance again by Scar. I can't knock him for the 9 for 32.
And we can't forget he did have another 3 straight threes performance back to
Yeah,
back
that
to
was
back.
crazy.
Because it was crazy because he hit the regular one stationary. Next one was off the dribble. Next one
Yes.
threw it between the legs, snatch back. It was just the level of like he kept increasing his level after each
Yes.
shot. It just kept getting better and better and better. And that's the thing with Scar, man. When his shots fall, man, one of the hardest to guard. But I would have loved to see him play a little more in the mid range or on the wing with Tay instead of trying to get downhill because Tay's the bigger guard. So I
Yeah.
didn't think that was to his advantage.
Right.
But yeah.
Agreed.
Now look at the box score. We're gonna see everybody's how many defensive possessions they played, makes or misses, and all that. I think the one thing that stands out to me is gonna be, dang. I mean, Tay really played 28 possessions, the most
Mhm.
defensive possessions with technically the least amount of points scored on him because Kel only played 15 possessions. I'll ask you this though, man. When Kel was going at Scar,
Mhm.
but didn't stay on the court to guard Scar, was that a mental game, you think, to
I
get into
think
Scar's
he's
head?
just I think Kel, is just a competitor, but he also doesn't get sucked into the pride aspect of it, which is something that I really respect about Kel because he put his pride down and put the better defender out there. I think Kel knows that, and I think he has a lot of confidence in his offensive ability, and he thinks he's the better bucket. So he stepped on the floor when he saw it was fit, but he stuck to the game plan, uh, I loved. I love the competitive aspect of all this, but I also appreciated the strategy and just the ability to keep a calm mindset and just make the decision that he thinks best rather than just get sucked into it. So
I like that.
interesting. Definitely interesting to see.
I think another interesting fact here. Scotty might have to fact check me when we get off of the pregame show here. Is this the first time we've ever seen 100% from the free throw line
I
in the
was
next chapter
about to
game?
say shout out to Tay for the 4 for 4. And then Kel was 2 for 2, but I was about to say that because yeah, the free throws at times are concerning. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I honestly am trying to think. I don't remember seeing a game where they haven't missed not one free throw. So I want to give a kudos and a round of applause to the guys, man, because free throws is free money.
That was the difference. That was the difference.
Bro, literally the difference because they had they Scar and Kamari didn't get no calls then.
Yeah, they
Interesting.
didn't. Not one free throw is kind of wild.
Wow. Especially that Scar was going downhill so much, you would think he would get at least a free throw.
Yeah, he was creating a lot of contact, which is interesting.
I want to make a point before we go on to the 2v2 that we're going to talk about for the bulk of this next conversation. When I was watching the game, someone or a lot of people might not have caught this. When the game first started, I like to observe the room. So I'm looking on the sidelines, the baseline to see what the kind of aura around the game is. And after that 3v3, because that was kind of a bad performance in terms of like the energy and all that, I'm looking on the sidelines, right? Everybody's engaged. And then I see a few players who were in the 3v3 that were on their phones disengaged. And that kind of was a red flag to me. I said, man, just
That's
because of the bad performance, yeah, I can go back and screenshot it. I remember it was on the right wing. There was someone on their phone. I was like, he just played in a 3v3. I said he should be just as in tune to this next game because of the bad performance. He should be routing up his guys even more, or the whole next chapter even more, just because of the bad performance. Just because you had a bad performance doesn't mean you sulk and sit, because cameras are everywhere. Everybody sees that. So you can do that afterwards. I still feel like you have to be a part of the environment and want to be a part of the environment for the betterment of the positivity around what next chapter's got going on. I think when you're on your sides, like on the side, sulking on the phone and all that, like not watching what's going on in front of you, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're getting to witness actual history be made within the next chapter in person. And I think that part right there stood out to me. It was a red flag on my end when I saw it. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I caught that a few times. I'm like, man, he's 3, 4, 5 possessions in a row on the phone, not even watching the game.
Can I ask you which team it was from? We don't need to put a name on it, but what team was it? Just to maybe question their focus level. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. It's a hard answer because
okay, I got you. We're good.
Yeah.
Interesting observation though.
Interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Everybody's saying it's not that deep. I'm just making an observation. That's all I'm saying. Because then that also tied into the 3v3. I felt like they're just was super disengaged. But
yeah.
Now let's talk about the nitty gritty today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Early predictions, man. I'm going Dreko and Cam 30-21.
Okay.
I'm standing on that one.
Okay, 30-21. I'm gonna go Cam and Dreko 30-22. Yeah, man. I think, man, I just that's a nice duo, Cam and Dreko. That's tough, nice. Man. That's tough. Like they play perfectly off each other. I think their energies kind of like mix well. You know what I mean? A shooter and a real point guard that is a leader. I look at Cam as a leader, and the way he approaches the game and the way he attacks the game. So it's good. Castro and Leaky have nothing to lose here. They have nothing to lose, in my opinion. Leaky's new. There's definitely expectations for him, as there is anybody, but Castro can only go up. I actually think Kel said it in an interview that I heard, but truly. So I'm looking for Castro to have a nice performance, although I still think they're going to lose.
Interesting point. Question for you. Looking back at this matchup, would you have rather enter Castro into the 1v1 with Kel and then put Tay and Leaky in the 2v2? Because I say this, if you somehow stole that 1v1, you put Leaky and Tay in the 2v2 against this, you could possibly go for a sweep there.
I was going to mention that, but I thought it might be like an iffy point, but I think Castro would have been okay in the ones. He does have a lot of experience in playing and on different platforms and stuff. And even on the next chapter, he played against Will, right?
Yep.
And I thought he played good. I thought he looked good, was a good player, and I thought Castro like performed well. I like his one-on-one game. So,
I
but
do.
we'll see how this goes. Good
Yeah,
point
I
though.
brought that up because I'm thinking like, man, had they been able to steal that 1v1 game with Castro,
That's what I'm saying.
I like my chips with Leaky and Tay in a
That
2v2.
this 2v2 would look totally different. No, yeah, that'd be crazy.
But I just I don't see how this 2v2 can be not close. I just man, I mean, I think Leaky and Castro are gonna make it a game. Drake on Cam's just too much. Too much
Yeah,
chemistry, too much scoring.
I
Yeah,
agree,
too much
man.
will to win, especially after they just lost. So they can't get swept.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to a game 3. Um, yeah, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. What would the matchup be though? Would you want Cam on Leaky because Cam plays a little more defense? Or would you
Interesting.
would you want to put Dreko for the height reason? You know what I'm saying? I want to get your pick your brain
I
about
would
that.
I think I would just stick with the height matchups in this case because
Okay.
maybe Cam's able to disrupt Castro a little bit,
Right.
and maybe just take an advantage there. I think Dreko, I just think he's just way better in any team setting, unlimited dribble, regular basketball setting, and that
Mhm.
goes defensively too. I don't think he's gonna really. DC Heat thought he was able to kind of bully him, so I don't know how strong Dreko is in real life, or if people feel like they can really just abuse him on the block.
Mhm.
I don't think that is the case, and I don't foresee that happening. So I like the matchups. I like the matchups.
I
Just keep them
do.
how they are.
Early player of the game prediction.
Cam,
You think so?
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
You don't think Drake gonna keep that hot streak going?
I think he will, but I think Cam's impact will just his impact is always really just felt because of his approach to the game. So he might score 8 to 10 points. Draco might go for like 20 here. And if he does, he probably is considered the MVP. But I feel like Cam is normally the most impactful player that I see when he's on the court. Like,
Can you elaborate for some that may not know impactful versus um
yeah,
scoring, I guess.
right. Just like I said, he's vocal. He tries, he's a leader. He is aware of, he's kind of like a game manager. He's a real
Mhm.
point guard, and his intensity on defense and just all aspects of basketball. I think that's why he's so loved by the fans is his overall approach. And there's a lot of real basketball fans here. So
Right.
that's why they kind of gravitate towards Cam, despite him. He doesn't need to score all the time, He
Right.
doesn't. So yeah, man. I think Cam for MVP. What do you think, so?
I'm teeter tottering right now, bro, because I really think, damn, the more I think about it, like, what if Leaky and Castro win this freaking game? Like, why are we not thinking about that? Why are we just automating
No.
things like a far gone conclusion that Draco and Cam are gonna win? Like,
They still got to
can we think
play.
about the logicalities here? They still have to play.
Right. So Leaky could go crazy.
You know more
And
about Leaky than I do. So for those that may not have not seen Leaky on this platform, what can we expect?
I actually have never even seen him in real life. I've just seen clips
Right.
and I've heard people that I respect speak highly about him. So
Okay.
that's kind of how I'm gauging my opinion on him. And based on some of the clips that I've seen, he is a crazy like ball handler and just he's a real highlight reel in that way. So if he's hitting, he's somebody that can win the game by himself, I do believe.
Okay.
Uh, but I'm not just counting on that. So
Is he lefty or righty?
lefty.
Okay, I was making sure. I was like,
Yeah, he's
us left-handed brothers got to stick together. I feel like guarding a left-handed. Oh, they're both lefty. Him and Castro.
yeah, they are. They are.
Guarding lefties are a little different. The ball comes off the hand. It's a little it's a little awkward. Even as a lefty guarding a lefty, it's a little more different than guarding a right-handed player. Sometimes that could be in our favor. Sometimes that could be our biggest demise. Like that could
Right.
really hinder our game a lot. So
What
I'm
do we think
excited.
about Castro here? Let's talk about him a little bit.
Oh,
What do you think?
I think he's on his revenge, man. Getting that 79 rating, I think either put a battery in his back or
Yeah,
he's gonna prove everybody right. And I think he wants
right.
to prove everybody wrong. So I'm expecting Castro to be super aggressive off the jump.
Yeah,
Not too much passive aggressive. Give me the ball. He wants to go down here. He wants to score. I'm
I
not.
like that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Castro being friendly in this one, especially with Kel on his team and in his ear talking to him. There's no way Castro we see him go out there and shoot like 5 shots. Like no.
Yeah.
He gonna be aggressive.
And he's a very confident individual, so I think you're totally right about that, especially with Kel in his ear and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has full belief in himself, and I think his teammates do too.
Well, that matters if your leader, your teammates are giving you that battery in your back to really like give you that extra umph to go out there and get it. Is wait, you're playing more free because you're playing like, okay, my teammates believe in me. I don't have to worry about like I'm not playing so tight where I'm afraid I'm playing afraid to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
100%.
not playing afraid to make a mistake anymore. So I think him being on Kale's team is the perfect comeback scenario for him specifically.
And I did pick Team Kel pre. That's who.
Oh,
That's
this
who.
is you and
Yeah,
BL's going
that's
head to head.
So I'm definitely pulling for Castro Leaky here. I think it's gonna be really tough, man. It's just a really tough matchup.
It is. Like I said, I hope we're both correct because I definitely want to see a 3v3 here. I want to see Scar get back out there. I want to see Kel get back out there with their teams and really go at it again. I think that'd be freaking box office, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is pretty much what's going to go down today, you guys. The 2v2 is about to happen in about 5 minutes here. So we're going to go ahead and break down what becoming a member is. If you haven't already, where you see it right here, it says see perks. It'll say join. It's only 99 cents. 100% of the proceeds go to the season 9 pot, and it goes to the seasons beyond that, the pot as well. So you get to help enhance the pot for every single season by just getting a membership for 99 cents a month. And the memberships also come with merch, discounts, exclusive content, etc. So if you haven't become a member yet, become a member because they're flying out someone to season 10 who is a member, by the way. So if you are a member, you get a chance to enter yourself into the hat to get drawn to fly out and watch season 10 live.
Yes, sir. And it's a way to support all the guys. They're putting their bodies on the line, competing at a really high level. A lot of energy goes into this. So it's just a way to fully support them. I think all the proceeds go to them. Is that right? Okay,
yes, correct.
So
All 100% of the proceeds go to the pot. 100%.
Good, very good. All right, Sel.
Ooh, anything you want to say before we get off here?
Oh man, I'll be looking for Castro and Leaky to prove me wrong here.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing much else to say.
I will say this. Cam just dropped a video on his channel playing Kenny Chow. But I just watched Kenny Chow's version on Kenny's channel.
Yeah,
Cam,
I watched that.
If we get that version, me and Emily are cooked. Okay?
Wait, on Kenny's channel?
On Kenny's channel.
Nah, he still looked good. Kenny was just hitting.
No, bump that. You can't let Kenny score 14 points. Foul, hack, headlock, body slam, do something. But nah, in all seriousness, though, you guys should go watch that video. It's actually very entertaining.
It's hilarious.
It's absolutely hilarious, bro. Like I said, Cam is one of a kind. I know Cam's going to be locked in for this game, and I'm excited to see it. Like I said, once again, this is season 9, episode 7 pregame show. One half of your co-host, Marcellus Howard, here with Millie B. Ellis will be on the next one right now. He just got back from LA, so he's a little under the weather right now. So he will be back on Monday, and the trio will be live and in full effect. We will catch you guys on the next one, and we'll see you in 4 minutes on the next chapter's channel watching the 2v2. Let's get it. We out this thing. Peace.